Hello there, Danny H. Retro Gaming Nut here. Right, here I'm going to look at some of the Sega and Nintendo wars back in the day, when these consoles were all out. The NES, SNES, Master System, Mega Drive. Now, these were embroiled in all of Sega and Nintendo back in the 90s were embroiled in a huge war. They were basically Sonic and Mario were massive rivals. Sega fans hated the Mario and Nintendo, and Nintendo fans hated Sega, Sonic, and all the other characters like Alex Kidd, for example. Now, things basically were very, very heated back then. It was, like I say, it was a huge rivalry between them. But what changed? Well, during the noughties, the rivalry became more subdued. It was a lot more intense. It wasn't so intense. It was more friendly rivalry, as you'll see with Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games, for example, which I haven't got, unfortunately. But basically, the rivalry really did peter out. But then again, Sega weren't making any consoles sort of after the Dreamcast. Whereas Nintendo carried on with the GameCube, with the N64, the GameCube, the Wii, and the Wii U, and then the Switch. So basically, let's have a look. Now, Sega's mascot started off at this guy, Alex Kidd. He was basically going to be their mascot. Unfortunately, they decided that it wasn't going to happen anymore for him, and they wanted someone a bit more cooler. Even though Alex Kidd did do some very good games like Shinobi World there. So Sonic came along and was their mascot. The Blue Hedgehog, and he has lived on ever since in various games, various Sega games. But their main rival was Mario, as you see here. Mario has gone on from strength to strength, and like Sonic, he's still going even today. So, like I say, the rivalry is a lot more friendly, but it wasn't like that back in the 90s. To summarise it all, I mean, when you look at old episodes of Games Master, for example, which I've been looking at, I've been doing a bit of a binge watching them lately. A lot of the old episodes, the late great Patrick Stewart as Games Master, Dominic Diamond, and all of the other well-known video game magazine reviewers and editors and all that are all in there giving their thoughts on how the games should be played and like when they and sort of like tips for the gamers to play the games on how best to get through them. He sort of conjured up the fact that how rivalry has changed from the 90s until today for the gaming market. Obviously, I'll take you through the consoles I've got. I was a Sega fan back in the day, and obviously I didn't like Mario, admittedly. But as time has gone on, I love all of them. I love Mario, I love Sonic, and all of them. But obviously, back in the day, I was a Sega guy in the 90s, and I was brought up with the Sonic and Alex Kidd. But as time went on, I sort of went more towards Mario and I love them all now. I just once you love video games, that's it. It doesn't matter what the characters are. You just love them all. Anyway, like I say, the Master System was the first one that was put up against the NES. To tell you the truth, the NES had slightly better quality games, although sometimes that didn't show. For example, in Ghostbusters, the Master System game was much better polished and much better designed than what the Nintendo NES was. The Master System, the Mega Drive rather, came along, and that basically enhanced everything, made the games much better quality. And then the Nintendo SNES did the same from the Nintendo NES. So to pick a winner and pick whichever one was the best one out of all of them, it would be really difficult. The Master System has some fantastic games. The Nintendo has some fantastic games. The Mega Drive has some fantastic games, and the SNES has some. Super Nintendo has some fantastic games, and also all the other consoles do as well. And it's just basically, I think personally they're all winners, all winners in their own way. I mean, the Nintendo games are probably slightly better quality, the graphics and sounds are probably slightly better on a lot of the games, especially the Super Nintendo than the Mega Drive. But I think personally they're all winners, to be honest with you, and that makes them all collectible and what they are today. the massive part of video game history, and how we were back in the day, and the rivalry, and how the intense rivalry became friendly rivalry. Um, so anyway, that is. Thank you very much for watching this video. A bit of a history between the Sega versus Nintendo rivalry and the wars of the 1990s, which turned into friendly rivalry in the noughties. Take care and stay safe, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.